Welcome. Please sit in the chair. The show is about to begin.
Look, I don't even remember the last time I used your storage compartment. All I did was put one little reverse pulse cleaner in there. Plus, I took it right out when we dropped the loot off at the Lucky 38. What's your problem? Well, of course I stored the pulse gun in there as well. I didn't want to ruin that thing every time I went swimming in the vault. Chances are that's gonna happen in Vault 19 too. It uses batteries, Eddie, and I took them out. It's not gonna go off inside of you, so could you please calm the fuck down? I thought you of all sentient beings would appreciate the idea of me being extra careful around technology. God knows what could happen if that thing became exposed to water or corrosive atmosphere. I do not want a repeat of that Vault 34 reactor. That was way too fucking close. Oh, what now? Oh, hey, good evening, guys.
Can I introduce you to my new guns?
She likes you. Okay, wow, that was not as effective as I hoped. And Rex is down. That is outrageous.
I demand compensation.
Please explode. Oh, okay, there it is. Oh shit, ow, 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 ow.
Cease and desist.
Okay, that's it. Please just die. Oh my god, that was bad. Well, I'm glad I've got proper military body armor now. That felt like someone was poking my ribs very aggressively. I did not appreciate that. Oh, welcome back, Rex. You didn't miss much. I hate to say this, but I expected more from this gun. Do I need to load armor-piercing rounds or something? Maybe Legion armor is tougher than I thought. Not enough to keep one of them from disintegrating, though. When in doubt, appeal to the God of Explosions. He will answer your prayers. Part of me really wish these guys would use robots. That way I get to test out the pulse gun. Seriously, where can I find robots that I can destroy without getting into trouble? Repcon? Maybe, but those robots also kept fiends from getting their hands on even more energy weapons. I think that alone vindicates their existence. That said, if I had this thing back then and they kept asking for IDs, ooh, that would have been tempting. I guess I could just shoot a random terminal and see what happens, but I'd rather not do that unless I know for sure what it's connected to. Like I said, Vault 34 might have traumatized me slightly. Vault 3 was a nice distraction, but every time I think back to that reactor, I feel an urgent need to shit my guts out. I'm already a paranoid maniac. I don't need this to add fuel to the fire. Now I can't help but wonder where else I've made similar close calls. The only thing that comes to mind was Helios 1. I guess I could have accidentally activated the weapon Veronica was talking about. Seriously, again? Oh hey geckos, you are definitely not as tough as legionaries. Oh, but you do breathe fire. Oh my god. Just when I thought I could forget you exist, this happens. Well, it's a good thing my dog doesn't give a shit about fire, otherwise I might have to track down and murder your entire family. For now, I'll just make do with you. Oh, and I will be taking your eggs, if you have any. There's no way the cult leader isn't interested in this. She's gonna be drowning in eggs when I get back. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. I guess I should be slightly worried about her potentially breeding fire hazards for the sake of entertainment. But hey, she at least appears to know what she's doing. Let's see how true that is. Now hold on a minute, this is not the same as Vault 34. The worst thing that can happen here is the fire geckos get loose and start burning shit. Those tunnels are not flammable, and they have people with guns down there. Like I said, you can't shoot at radiation, but you can shoot at geckos. The potential consequences of what I'm doing here won't even be close to Vault 34. Now can you please change the subject? I want to pretend that incident with the reactor never happened. Okay, that's not quite true. I want to make sure I never do something like that again, but I want that to be a vague suggestion in the back of my mind, nothing more. I'd like to be able to sleep at night, okay? I have enough weight on my shoulders without having to worry about fucking Cazadors. Oh, fuck me. I don't need this right now. Seriously, I don't. I already have far too many Cazador eggs. God, I hate these things. I can't even tell if it's headed my way. Oh, it's absolutely heading my way. I was gonna run away, but fuck it. The world could use less of your kind. Honestly, these guys would be far more dangerous to breathe than geckos, even if they can breathe fire. Hell, you could probably use the latter to control the former. Sure, these things are fast enough to dodge bullets, but you don't just dodge fire. In the event of a containment breach, just release everything else, sit back, and watch the carnage. Okay.
Try and flap those wings now, motherfucker.
Okay, this gun is still good for this kind of target. I assumed that this fancy paint job would mean that it's special in some way. Now that I think about it, I might have a gun like this already in my arsenal. I've got so many weapons right now, I'm losing track. Still, the paint job definitely gives it a wow factor that I can't quite put my finger on. Besides, I think under most circumstances, this baby is more than enough. The previous owner liked it so much, they've written a name for it on the side. Airborne. Yeah, they must have been high on gunpowder when they came up with that. Who the hell is up there at this time of night? Oh no! No, I do not want to deal with that! Oh, you can have the high ground, sir. I will just stick with regular ground level like the peasant that I am. Please ignore me. I am not worthy of your attention. I mean, I could try to take it down with a cannon, but quite frankly, I am disappointed with that thing's performance against Deathclaws. It makes a lot of noise, but that's about it. Kind of like insert faction name here. Also, I would rather not attract more of them. We're uncomfortably close to Courier Junction, and my internal organs have just informed me that they will not tolerate a pummeling this late at night. Okay, it should be right around here. We might be able to sneak into the vault without further incidents. I just hope the vault door is not exposed. When one of those things opens, it can disturb the sleep of people in California. Well, there's the car park. I wonder if the residents were charged by the hour. Okay, wow, there's barely any cars here. Did most of the residents walk here, or did they arrive by bus? If it's the latter, then what the hell happened to the bus drivers? Can't imagine they would have been cool with saving the residents' lives, only to be turned away themselves. Okay, where's the vault entrance? I don't see it anywhere. Is it in a cave like Vault 34? There's nothing here but a ticket booth. Oh, wait, is this Vault 19? The family discount option? Good for 2 adults or 4 children. 5 if they laid on top of each other. Oh, wait a minute. Is it down there? Holy shit, did people have to line up and go down a fucking sewer? Whoa, yes they did. Oh, imagine trying to get people to go down here in an orderly fashion when the world is about to end. That must have been utter chaos. Also, is it just me or is that camera still active? Are people seriously still living in here? It's been 200 years. Your parking meter is still running, people. They might not even let me in. I mean, that's what doomed Vault 3 after all. Oh, never mind. This might actually work. Oh no, not again. The acoustics down here is gonna be hell. Ah, shit. I need to brace myself. Wow. Never mind the rebreather, I should have brought earplugs. Okay, I guess this vault has a pretty liberal policy when it comes to the door. There's no one guarding the main entrance. Even the fiends weren't that reckless. Ooh, actually, never mind that. What the hell is that smell? It's like my head is stuck up at the back end of a Brahmin. I don't know why that image came up, and frankly, I would like to keep it that way. Sulfur? Okay, naturally, my next question is, why does it smell like sulfur down here? What the? Overseer's office that way and that way. Okay, do they have 2 offices or is it one massive office? Talk about overcompensating. Even in the apocalypse, there's no escaping social hierarchies. Overseer? I come in peace. Oh, wait a minute, you're not wearing a vault suit. Isn't that like a major crime in vaults? You either wear a skin-tight blue jumpsuit or nothing at all? What the hell is going on here?
Who the hell are you? I know you weren't one of the inmates.
Oh, so you're not the overseer. I guess that explains the outfit. Wait, hang on. Inmates? Oh, right. Look, I'm just exploring the area, okay? No need to give me that tone. What's the problem?
That coward Lim has been talking about surrendering to the NCR. Now the men are confused, not sure who's leading this gang. Fucking idiots.
Okay, just to be clear, you called them that first, so I better not get shit for doing the same thing later, okay? So, who's this idiot Lem?
He was an inmate like the rest of us. He was useful during the jailbreak, but now, he's just another coward. He wants us to leave the vault and hand our asses to the NCR. As if they treat us like human beings.
Well, to be fair, if some of the other inmates want to do that, then why not let them? I mean, you're all free now, right? They can do whatever the hell they want. You're not trying to keep them imprisoned down here, are you? But before I antagonize you any further, tell me about the jailbreak.
A beautiful thing. Saved a little blast powder here, hit a makeshift weapon there, and one day I orchestrated a little symphony for the NCR.
And when you said you hid a makeshift weapon, I hope you sanitized it first, that's all I'm saying. So why are you hanging out down here? I wouldn't be spending my hard-earned freedom in a place like this.
Heard there was an abandoned vault along this mountain ridge, and that the wildlife here had teeth big enough to keep the NCR away.
Oh god, you're not kidding. Let's just say I can relate to that more than I would like to. In fact, now that I think about it, to go from the prison to here, you would have gone past some pretty nasty shit. There's no way all of you made that journey in one piece. Hope it was worth it.
It's a fucking death trap around here. Fiends swarm all over Vault 3 in the east, and there are fucking death claws south of that at Courier Junction. If you're looking for humans, the cons are north of us, and there's an NCR base at McCarran past Vault 3. Supposedly, there are muties to the southeast.
Well, not to brag, but I'm more traveled than you think. I've seen all of that and more. Although, to be fair, I'm not sure about the mutants. Are you talking about the ones in Repcon?
I've heard the muties there are different, completely insane, and supposedly they use some kind of invisibility technology. I'd stay away.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like them. They were insane until I came along. Use your imagination. Now, you said this vault was abandoned.
Some of the computers still work, but the only files are diaries and garbage. Typical vault.
Sure, it's just that I know what the Fiends did to the people in Vault 3, so naturally I'm making some assumptions. Hope you don't mind, but I have no idea who you are, so my expectations are somewhere between 3 feet underground and hell. Please enlighten me.
You really don't know. I'm Samuel Cook. I was the brains behind the NCR CF prison break.
Well, no offense, but the NCR didn't put up any wanted posters, so even if I knew the name, I wouldn't have known you from the other prisoners. What did you do?
I was blowing up supply caravans along the 15 freeway. The NCR got wise to my ambush spots, picked me up and threw me in a cage.
You blew them up? So you weren't trying to rob them, I assume, because good luck selling the supplies when they're in multiple pieces. What the hell were you doing that for?
Their republic is a joke. They're a bunch of tyrants led by an even greater tyrant, that idiot Kimball. They think they have the right to annex every inch of dirt in the West and force their system on every man, woman, and child.
Okay, so are you a revolutionary or a terrorist? Depends on who you ask, I suppose. You could be both. Although, I do wonder what you think you were accomplishing apart from causing more chaos. Well, now that you're free, I assume you're gonna go back to fighting the system. I hope for your sake you've got a better plan this time, because word on the street is they've retaken the prison. I can only assume they're coming after you next.
There's some fire geckos in the lower levels of the vault. We need to get them gone so we can get to the sulfur. You go clear them out for us, and there'll be some caps for you.
Wow, I've been here for 5 minutes and you're already offering me a job? I thought this vault's inhabitants were a little too open when I just walked in here. Turns out I was partially right. What do you need the sulfur for?
Explosives. Bombs. Big fucking bombs. You gonna help us or not?
Okay, so let me get this straight. After your old plan of blowing shit up failed, your new plan is to blow more shit up. I don't know why I expected something else. You should go visit the boomers over at Nellis. They'll show you some real explosions. But why are you outsourcing this? Don't you have a gang? Or better yet, why not do it yourself and prove your worth as the real leader?
I have to keep an eye out on that bastard Lim. The second I turn my back, he might go crying to the NCR. So what do you say? You going to take care of those geckos?
Oh, I'll take care of things, don't you worry. But just so you know, I'm used to some pretty substantial payouts these days, so you better have a sack ready for all that jingle if you know what I mean.
Great, get to it. Oh, and take this. There's some weird shit with this vault security, and some doors will only open if you have a key card.
Well, from my experience, if in doubt, find the nearest flooded room. Chances are you'll find something interesting in there. Oh, and when you said some of the computers still work, I'm guessing you didn't mean these. I need to see the vault's inventory for personal reasons. Seriously though, if you guys broke the important shit, then I'm going to mine the sulfur with your teeth. Well, this isn't a very big office, so I guess there's another office next door. Does that mean this vault had 2 overseers? I guess that was Vault 19's gimmick. Having two leaders equal in power with overlapping responsibilities. I can't imagine how that could go wrong. Although granted, in the absence of elections, I guess that's one potential counterbalance against an incompetent overseer, but then who gets to be the tiebreaker? And the probability of having two incompetent overseers in place is depressingly high. Well, at least they have identical offices, no fighting over that. Hey, what's up?
You're not one of us. What do you want?
I could be one of you. I mean, I've probably stolen more shit and killed more people than all of you put together, so watch out. Anyway, what's wrong with you? Is the smell getting to you too?
Fucking Cook has us trapped here. After we escaped from an NCR prison, he dragged us around the wasteland until we ended up in this shithole. A group of us want to leave. Go back to the NCR and surrender. But Cook won't let us.
Ah, you must be Lem. Rather appropriate for you to be hanging out in the other overseer's office. I take it you guys don't have a tiebreaker? I thought prisoners like to compare what they did to get in prison. Whoever did the most hardcore shit gets to be in charge. So Cook said he blew up caravans. What did you do?
I made my living sneaking into NCR camps looking for shit to steal. I got sloppy, and then I got caught.
Okay, that's a bad start for you. I'm pretty sure the other guys would respect explosions more than sneaking around. What about your escape? What did you do for that?
Made it out during Cook's big prison break. Like the rest of the guys here.
Wow, you're really not making a good case for yourself, are you? That other guy is gonna wipe the floor with you, and I've never even heard of him until just now.
Samuel Cook. It was his idea to organize a jailbreak. But now he's just an overambitious prick who's gonna get us all killed.
Which is why you need to get enough support to kick him out. Come on, you must have some unique selling points. Cook even said you were quite useful during the prison break.
I can be pretty sneaky when I need to be, and the prison guards were a joke. So, when Cook told me his plan, I spread the info to anyone that might be useful.
Ah, so that means you know the other guys quite well. At least enough to know who's useful, right? Does that mean you have quite a reputation?
I'm a nobody. Just a survivor. Things were well enough until the NCR threw me behind bars.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you're hopeless, you know that? You think you're gonna get enough support with that kind of attitude? At least Cook has a plan. What's yours?
If you can find a way to cut off access to the sulfur in the caves below the vault, I've got some caps waiting for you.
Wow, you too? Just gonna pin all your hopes on a third party you have no experience with?
Cook is planning to use the sulfur to make bigger explosives. Will you check out the caves and see if there's anything you can do? Without access to the sulfur, he'll lose what influence he has left with the men here.
Yeah, I know what he's planning. He already told me. And should I assume your reason for using me instead of doing this yourself is the same as his?
I have to watch Cook. I wouldn't put it past him to just start killing the opposition, starting with me.
Well, how does keeping an eye on him prevent you from shooting you in the face? If anything, that's just gonna help him track you down. I'm just gonna assume you're too chicken shit to handle the geckos down there personally. Well, I'll see what I can do, but everything after that is up to you. I'm not wiping your backside. I ran out of sandpaper ages ago.
Thanks. Take his keycard. I tried hacking the locking mechanisms on the doors, but it seems the only way in is with one of these.
Okay, sure, but he's given me the same thing. Oh, actually, never mind. This is a different color. Well, just so you know, there's a very high probability that Cook is gonna shoot you anyway. I mean, if the tunnels mysteriously collapse, who do you think he's gonna blame? All I'm saying is keep your gun loaded. I'll be right back.
Later.
Oh god, what the hell did I just get myself involved in? Normally I wouldn't think twice about this sort of thing, but after everything with the NCR, House, the Brotherhood of Steel, I don't know, I'm getting exhausted from all this cloak and dagger bullshit. Okay, is it too much to ask for an inventory? Data corrupted. Oh, that's a good start. I'm starting to think that Vault 22 was the exception, not the rule. Can I recover the data? No reason why we can't try, but there's no way it's that simple. Right. That, I believe, is the universal computer language for go fuck yourself. Well, fuck you too, computer. Show me the gibberish instead. Data corrupted. Wait, how come this isn't scrambled like the ones from Vault 34? Huh. Maybe that really was typed by someone rolling their face on the keyboard. I mean, they were dying of radiation anyway. Who gives a shit at that point? Fake medical records. Paranoia must be induced through non-violent and non-chemical means in order for the experiment to be considered a success. Aha! Good old Vault Tech, don't ever change. A group of technicians have been assigned to run the reactor. They are currently researching methods to improve the reactor efficiently. The reactor floor is fully staffed and completely self-sustained. The only access between the vault proper and the reactor level is through the elevator hidden under the desk in this room. Currently, the password to open this passage is Hyacinth. Please change this password as soon as possible? I guess they didn't do it because you didn't finish the sentence. Has not been informed of the research being undertaken in the lower levels. Who hasn't? And why would you keep the research on the reactor a secret anyway? I have no idea what's going on. Excuse me? You don't know what personal space is? Actually, you just came out of a prison, so you wouldn't know what that is. Ugh. Anyway, I guess having a secret tunnel underneath the overseer's desk is a standard feature in vaults. Well, I didn't see any buttons on that thing just now, so how the hell do you open it? The one in Vault 34 was already open. Does this one have machine gun turrets too? One thing at a time. I'm confused by that terminal. Are we looking at two different research projects in this vault? One about inducing paranoia and the other about improving the vault reactor? Ugh, speaking of paranoia, that's a lot of convicts.
Damn, running low on smokes again.
So you don't have enough cigarettes, but you do have plasma rifles. Well, don't ask me how I know this, but if you open one of those things up and snort the fumes, you're gonna see some crazy shit. Anyway, about those two experiments, the first one is pretty sinister, while the second one is weirdly innocuous. So I can only assume the first one is the one they're really interested in. I would ask why they were doing this, but that's clearly the wrong question to ask when it comes to Vault Tech.
Best to lay low. The NCR and the Legion are about to have it out.
Well, I'm a rather important component to that conflict, so I don't have the luxury. Thanks for reminding me. Anyway.
Wouldn't mind having one of those little flying robots myself.
Well, he's not for sale. I don't think he would go with you even if I do sell him. I just said you're not for sale. But let's be honest, half the time I can't tell whether you actually like sticking around. I mean, it's pretty obvious you're not comfortable with my arrangement with House right now. Well, I never said it was going to be perfect. This kind of maneuvering with the Brotherhood of Steel is going to be a necessity in the future. We are talking about a very diverse region filled with people and factions who won't necessarily like each other. If you think this is too much heat, then get the fuck out of the kitchen, because this won't be the last time. Okay, clinic. What are we gonna find in here? Apparently the medical records are faked. Not sure why that would be necessary for an experiment involving paranoia. Are the doctors also being tested somehow? That is messed up, but we are talking about Vault Tech here. You need to dial your own sense of morality all the way down if you want to figure them out. Okay, show me some fake medical reports. This guy often misinterprets others' actions as hostile. What, you think that's me? Oh, I'm not even gonna try to argue against that. He perceives friendly interactions with nurses as patronizing. We've also noticed that the longer other patients remain in contact with this guy, the more readily they are to act aggressively towards him, due to his defensive nature, thus reinforcing his perceived hostility. You still think that's me? I can still see it, honestly, but it's all bullshit anyway, so who cares? But dear God, imagine if that was legit. You'd be stuck in a vault for decades with someone like that. I bet he was on the shortlist for a very tragic accident. Patient brought in by the police. This is the 9th occurrence of such, and we are now seeking extended residence for the patient within our facility. Okay, but why was he brought in? Maybe the guy was just drinking all the time and caused a ruckus in the bar. Don't these guys have prison cells in this vault? Just don't hand him any dynamite or he'll blow his way out. Now that I think about it, life in a vault can't be that much better than life in the prison. There's no way out, there's probably curfews and rules against being a nuisance, and I bet there's compulsory work to keep the place running. Patient came seeking treatment for panic attacks. Patient claims to often experience moments of extreme terror out of nowhere, and that they often wake her from sleep. Yeah, that's hardly special. I mean, from their perspective, they narrowly escaped the end of the fucking world, and there's no guarantee they'll survive if they eventually leaves the vault. That kind of existential dread is gonna take more than a few happy thoughts to suppress. But, once again, these reports are apparently faked for the purpose of increasing paranoia, and I'm getting paranoid just trying to figure out how that makes any sense, so I guess it's working. Patient brought in by police. Again, huh? Patient claims to be hearing voices taunting him. Patient claimed that he, at one point, believed these voices were coming from his grandfather's radio. The patient now believes that the voices are coming from within himself, and he is eager for help. Ooh, this guy hears voices too, huh? What are they saying? Kill everybody? Clearly a man after my own heart. Seriously though, I hope all of these are faked, and not just some of them. Especially that one, holy shit. Patient came to us claiming to be insane. Oh wow, straight to the point. I don't know if that's an example of someone honestly trying to get better or a massive red flag that he's going to start the murdering. Patient claiming he would often get the feeling of being outside himself. What now? This feeling was so intense that it would cause the patient to be off balance during episodes. Navigation through the clinic often became difficult for him to achieve without causing accidents. Huh. Sounds like me after Doc Mitchell pulled those bullets out of my head. Anyway, those logs were a little creepy, but if that's all this vault is doing to drive people nuts, then I'm not impressed. They need to actually kill someone and deliberately plant false evidence, spread rumors, that kind of shit. Maybe even start shoving flyers under people's doors, advertising for a secret society. Now that gets people going every time without fail. And worst case scenario, they can just do what Vault 34 did and suddenly shut down services without explanation. That vault really nailed the process down, and they caused a paranoia-filled riot without even meaning to. Okay then, living quarters. Am I gonna accidentally find a room filled with corpses of the previous residents? That's an interesting point actually. What did the fiends do with the dead bodies in Vault 3? I can't imagine they bothered to give them a decent burial, not when they have dogs to feed. Oh hi, you don't mind if I check out these terminals, do you? I mean, you're just squatting here, it's not like they belong to you in the first place.
You eyeballing me?
Oh, I was gonna ask you the same thing, but just between you and me, only one of us would walk out this one alive, and I don't think your buddies would miss you that much. Message from the Overseer? Which one? As a resident, I would want to know exactly who's demanding tributes today, thank you very much. We regret to inform you that there is a problem with one of the water purification filters. Oh, there it is! I knew it! I knew there would be a water problem here. Do I win a prize? I demand a prize! Anyway, we assure you that we are working diligently to fix this problem. However, until the filter has been fixed, please try to keep water usage limited and report directly to the clinic if you begin to feel ill in any way. Are you sure that's a good idea, considering all the crazy people you've got over there? I've been reading the bulletin boards for months now. I believe we have a spy among us. Wow, that came out of nowhere. One of the Reds pretending to be a Blue. They are using the bulletin boards to communicate. I believe they want me to see it. Reds and Blues? What the hell are you talking about? Did they issue red jumpsuits as well as blue ones? Oh, I want to see that. I've noticed one of the lights flickering past the door in the Reds' hallway. I believe it to be Morse code. From what I can tell, it's an SOS. Okay, what? Reds' hallway? Were these people split into two groups? Is that what they did in all the other vaults? If so, I haven't heard about it. What's the point anyway? Oh, this blue paint in this corridor. I didn't notice. I guess they really did split people into...
Prim's got some new sheriff watching over the town now.
Well, last I checked, he wasn't doing his job very well, so they might need another one soon. But anyway, does splitting people down into smaller groups make them easier to manage? Terminal maintenance, just pretend I'm not here. I guess if you assign group leaders, then they would each have less people to manage, but then they would need to coordinate between themselves. I guess that could work. It would be like running a small country with different towns. Oh, good grief, that's a lot of entries. Someone had so much shit on their mind, they just had to write it all down. I don't trust that doctor. Uh-oh, they're on to you. She has bodyguards. What kind of doctor has bodyguards? I mean, if she's the only doctor in the vault, then what the hell do you expect? I've seen the guards bringing her meals. I don't think she ever leaves her office. Okay, that's a little weirder, I'll grant you that. There's always one posted outside at night too. I wonder what she's hiding. Bullshit medical reports apparently. I guess that doctor was in on it. Whatever that's supposed to be. I've been working with a friend. He's been trying to hack into the doc's computer, and so far we haven't had much luck. Holy shit, they were taking this seriously. And based on what? The fact that she was living in her office? That's a flimsy excuse for breaking in and hacking someone's computer. Good luck explaining that to the guards. It took some convincing, but I finally got him to show me what he found on the doc's computer. He was right, I wouldn't like it. The patient files looked like those from an asylum. The patient's names were all in code, but some of them seemed to fit the people around us. But it was all bullshit. I guess they wouldn't have known. But they can't be us. I don't remember being insane. I think I would remember something like that. Well, how do you know they were talking about you? Do you judge yourself to be insane? But it must be true. It explains the doctor's behavior and the bodyguards. I don't know why I can't remember. Well, because it's nonsense. It must be that doctor. Maybe she's drugging us. I need to get into that office. Okay, what the fuck is happening here? The medical reports were faked, but these guys read them. So, did that mess up the experiment? But, wait, they were trying to induce paranoia, so maybe they wanted these guys to read them. Maybe I am insane. Maybe this isn't happening. Maybe the war never happened, and maybe I'm just trapped in my head. Wow, if the intention was to drive the residents insane, then I guess it worked on at least one of them. It took some doing, but a few of us got together and managed to distract the people in the clinic long enough for me to get in and do some looking around. Okay, never mind, it's worked on a whole bunch of them. I found restraints and enough sedatives to kill a horse. She must be using them to control us, to make us forget we're just pawns in her sick game. I guess you were right for the wrong reasons, but yeah, you were indeed just pawns. In Vault-Tech's game. We confronted the doctor today. Oh boy. She refused to give us any information, and we were thrown out of the clinic. Some of us quite literally. Good thing she had bodyguards. We tried talking to the overseer, but he acted as if he didn't know anything about it. Again, which overseer? I don't believe him. I don't trust him. I don't trust any of them. And there it is, paranoia. Well done, Vault-Tech, you succeeded. No drugs and no violence required. I'm not sure what you were trying to prove, but yes, humans are indeed capable of all kinds of weird delusions when you lock them underground and deliberately bait them into suspecting something is amiss. I'm not sure you needed an experiment to figure out something people have known about for generations, and now that you have your proof, what are you gonna do with it? What's the practical application? And don't tell me it's for the sake of science. Humanity has more pressing issues at hand right now, like whether or not we should worship the Romans, the mythical two-headed bear, or a computer monitor. I couldn't sleep a few nights ago, so I stayed up reading. Around 1:30 in the morning, the vent above my head began to push out more air than usual. It lasted for about 5 minutes, then turned off. I did not think much of it at the time, but I had trouble falling asleep again last night. Once again, around 1:30 AM, the vents turned on for about 5 minutes, then turned off. Now, if I didn't know any better, I would have assumed these poor bastards were being gassed. But they said no drugs, so is this yet another way to fuck with people? I've been getting headaches. I think someone is poisoning us. I've been staying up every night this week, and night after night an extra boost of air comes through the vents. It lasts for about 5 minutes and then turns off. I spoke with one of the neighbors. He said he noticed the same thing in his room as well. We made a report to the maintenance officer. He informed us that the system was running perfectly and that there was nothing to worry about. I don't believe him. Maybe he's in on it. Well, guess what? That's another success for Vault-Tech. Congratulations. Turns out if you trap people underground and repeatedly do something that is deeply associated with being gassed, people start to lose their shit. Although to be fair, the guy who wrote that is also not very bright. You've been getting headaches? Well, no shit. You've been staying up late all night for a week. Okay, I guess we need to find the stairs. I said this before in Vault 22 and I'll say it again. I am not going to bet my life on the 200-year-old Vault-Tech elevator. Fuck that. At least with the Lucky 38, it's been maintained by robots. I doubt the convicts gave a shit about that here. So I'm guessing this other sector is dedicated to the Reds. Oh, I bet that was awkward, considering what that color was associated with. I mean, I don't know why China liked the color red so much, but wow. Imagine barely surviving the nuclear apocalypse, only to be told that you're a Red from now on. Hey, what's up, Red?
Someone took out the Legion's boss. Doubt it'll stop them for long, though.
Maybe not, but it certainly gave their religion a good kick in the nuts. Son of Mars, my backside.
Wouldn't mind having one of those little flying robots myself.
Well, that was a free gift from the Mojave Outpost. Find your nearest branch and sign up today. You might just be lucky enough to win your own robot. I can hear noises from the intercom sometimes. Fuck me, they were using every trick in the book. Dad says he can't hear it, but I can. It's really high pitched, and sometimes I can hear a voice, but I can't make out the words. Mom says it's my imagination and that I shouldn't talk about it, that it might worry people. Oh, really, you think? But I've talked to some of the other kids. They say they've heard it too. Okay, so we're targeting children now. That's low, but honestly, I'm not surprised anymore.
Best to lay low. The NCR and the Legion are about to have it out.
Well, you're about as low down as you can be right now. Go ahead and pretend you're all Vault Dwellers and don't come out for at least 20 years. Although to be fair, 20 years with this fucking smell and you might not survive with your sanity intact. Oh, somewhere in hell, those Vault-Tech fuckers must be kicking themselves for not coming up with that as a strategy. I haven't been able to sleep lately. One of the blues, he's always creeping around by the security door, and I think he's trying to get in. Seriously, that's keeping you up? You don't even have to deal with a small gust of air or a noise that's somehow only audible to children. Stop whining for fuck's sake. But seriously though, is the segregation part of the experiment too? I wouldn't put it past them. The concept of divide and conquer is ancient. No idea why you would want to conquer a bunch of vault residents. What have they got to offer? They probably already sold everything just to get into these vaults, and pre-war currency is almost worthless now anyway. I've been asking around. There's no reason for those filters to fail. It must have been sabotaged. Seriously? Do you have access to water filtration experts? If so, how come they're not part of the engineering team? There's a rumor going around that one of the rest did it. It wouldn't surprise me. Whenever I walk by a group of them in the cafeteria, they all start whispering. I bet they're plotting out what to do next. But hold on, this is the red sector. That's one of your people. Huh. You know, I think someone's getting so paranoid that he's not sure who he's supposed to be suspicious of anymore. Unless, of course, that person hacked into the system and that was a message he downloaded from the blue sector. God damn it, now I'm starting to get pulled into this madness. I love how instead of being suspicious of the people in charge like regular paranoid maniacs, another elevator? Oh, no thanks, I'm not falling for that.
Best to lay low. The NCR and the Legion are about to have it out.
You're already safe down here.
Someone took out the Legion's boss. That would have stopped them for long, though.
Anyway, terminal maintenance, I need to access your private files. It's part of the contract. But yeah, these people are instantly pointing fingers at the other sector, even though they were arbitrarily divided. That is not a comforting thought. Some of the blues caused some trouble in the clinic today. Oh boy, that's not gonna help the paranoia. I bet they were stealing drugs. I've heard the vents come on late at night, others have too. And I bet they're using the drugs to poison us, stealing supplies from the clinic and using them to kill us all. Okay, stealing drugs is one thing, that's believable, but to suspect that they have somehow turned the drugs into aerosol form and then pumped it through the vents? They would need help from the technicians to do that. So what are you saying, they're in on this too? No, I know the truth. The commotion at the clinic, it was a trick. The doctor must be giving them the drugs, and she must be in on it. Well, yes and no, it turns out. She never leaves her office. It must be because of the poison being pumped through the vents. Her office must be the only one that is safe. So that means the blues are poisoning their sector too? See, at this point I would ask him if he can even hear himself talking, but I think we all know what the answer would be. The voices in his head know the truth. They know everything. I guess there's nowhere else to go. Doesn't this vault have any stairs? Fuck me. Well, I guess the convicts must have gone down there at some point. This better not be how my story ends. Oh, what the fuck? Was that a mine? Rex, watch your step. No. I said watch your step. Okay. Everybody chill. Holy shit. Well done, Cook. You're gonna bring down this entire section just to keep the geckos out. Very clever. I guess the sulfur isn't that important after all. Oh, hello. The shotgun is hungry. Oh, he's very hungry. Oh, lovely. Lovely. It was getting cold down here. Raise the temperature, please. Yeah, not sure how that thing shot flames through the fucking wall. All the more reason to keep their population all the way down. I hope the code leader is aware of that little detail. Otherwise, her underground venture is literally gonna go up in smoke. Well, yes, this is a lot of effort, but not any more than what we're already used to. And yes, I am aware that these guys are basically powder gangers without the prison outfits, but the fact that some of them are willing to surrender would make any potential massacres from my end seem a little excessive, don't you think? Okay, are we gonna find some voices of reason in this terminal? I can't even say that with a straight face. Voices. I can hear them through the vents. They sound like plotting. They sound like hate. The blues never sit with us. They treat us as if we have a disease. Maybe we do. This whole vault is sick. Well, you're not wrong, buddy. Okay, back to gecko killing time. I'm not sure how these things got down here, but it would have been fun to see how these paranoid nutjobs would have reacted. Oh my god, the blues have been growing dragons! But seriously, these people basically could not function in any society. I can only assume some of them eventually left the vault like the boomers did, but dear god, there's no way they could have integrated with any settlements outside. Although ironically, they would have survived better against hostile tribes and raiders. There's no way they would have fallen for the same mistake Vault 3 did. If anything, they would have been the opposite. Any random wastelander so much as looked at them funny would have invited death. What the fuck is that noise? But yeah, what if these people became raiders once they got out? Ooh, that's a disturbing train of thought. I don't like it. Oh look, it's a blue section. They literally live right next door to the reds. Oh shit! Well, you're not a blue. But yeah, it would have taken no effort to just talk to each other. But no, they had to invent all kinds of weird stories in their heads about the other guys. That's what it boils down to, isn't it? It's us versus them. It's beyond pointless, and sure, Vault-Tec instigated all this, but it was still down to the residents for letting their paranoia dictate everything they did. I saw the Red's overseer walking around our floor last night. He looked like he was searching for something, and he was mumbling to himself. See what I mean? What's wrong with that? Are there restrictions in place to prevent the Reds and Blues from visiting each other? I saw one of the guys in the mess hall pull a bottle cap off a Sunset Sarsaparilla and then run to his room. I knew he was hiding something, so I broke into his room when he wasn't there and saw the bottle cap. It had a blue star underneath it. I think he's been marked for something, but I can't figure out what. All I know is I want that bottle cap. Oh shit, really? Did they not know about that pre-war marketing stunt? Imagine how they would have reacted to that animatronic puppet. More importantly, this guy broke into someone else's room just because he thought the guy was hiding something? I am losing what little sympathy I had for these people. They had no respect for any rules or laws down here. I'm starting to think those medical reports were accidentally on the money. Joke's on Vault-Tec, I guess. They locked themselves down here with a bunch of absolute maniacs. Shit, Rex, can you not see those glowing lights? Don't they smell funny to you or anything? I need to train you to better recognize things that can kill— Oh no! Okay, nobody saw that. Don't you say a damn thing to anyone, Rex. Not if you want more treats. Anyway, there was a terminal in that room. The irony is, even if they figured out what the star bottle cap was all about, it's too late. The contest is nothing but history now. Imagine the disappointment on their faces. Well, there it is, the cap that caused the case of breaking and entering. Don't blame me, officer, it was the bottle cap. I had to get my hands on it. That wouldn't fly even these days when there's legit value placed on these things. Imagine getting killed over a single bottle cap. Oh, actually, I don't need to imagine. We know it's happened before. I think they're in my head. No, they're not. Sometimes I can hear thoughts not my own. I think the rest have done something to the intercom system, rigged it somehow to broadcast into our brains! I mean, normal intercoms get into your brains through your ears, so they're kind of already doing that, buddy. What does it mean? Why was there a blue star under my bottle cap? Well, that way you'll buy more sarsaparilla, is how they put the cap in capitalism, get it? Are the Reds behind this? Is this part of their mind control? What? How? They must be making me see things now. Things that shouldn't be there. The star shouldn't be there. Why do I see a star? I won't go away. No matter how long I close my eyes, it won't go away. I want the star to go away. Well then, throw it into the fucking trash. Pretty sure that's what you were supposed to do with bottle caps back in the day. In fact, little did he know, one of his neighbors really wanted to get his hands on it. Although now that I think about it, the guy who found the cap in the first place still has it in his room. So that means either the guy who broke in didn't take it for some reason, or the original owner took it back. Did I mention these guys are fucking mental? Anyway, where the hell is the access to the caves? The geckos must have a way in somewhere. I'm actually kind of disturbed by how easily wildlife could just dig their way through vaults like this. Vault 22 had a similar problem. You go for the lowest bidding contractor and this is what you get. Wait a minute, did they seriously dig their way up through the floor? So I guess keeping these things locked up in a basement is out of the question? Damn it, there goes my underfloor heating idea.